the place to start is you have to apply with the festival, and the applications are not standardized. So every show is going to have something they feel is more important. But there are some best practices for applications. Hello, my darlings. I know that there's a giant pile of people that want to do this for a living. Renaissance fairs. You want to have a business inside Renaissance fairs. I mean, it's easy enough to get a job at a Renaissance fair if there's one near enough. But that dream of being an entrepreneur, but within this awesome themed environment where every day is playful, I mean, there's a lot to like about this. I know some people that have built their dream retirements by having businesses at Renaissance fairs. And I knew a couple that they were in their late 60s, sold their house, bought a sweet motorhome, and did 4 shows a year, each of them close to some of their grown kids. So they were around for 2 months, got to see their grandkids grow up. I mean, they were living the dream. It was awesome. But where to start is a question. The easy answer is you start with an application. Now, before the application, you just actually start with a business concept. But let's assume you have the business concept. The first step is applying to the festival you want to do. Now, you could apply to multiple shows. You could plan, I want to be in New York in the summer, and I want to be in North Carolina in the fall, and I want to spend my spring times in Texas, and apply to those shows and try to build out that circuit if you want. But the place to start is you have to apply with the festival, and the applications are not standardized. So every show is going to have something they feel is more important. But there are some best practices for applications, and they have worked consistently. I mean, folks I know that have taken my list have gotten into every show they've used it at. I have just a list of best practices, and there's simple things like treat this like an essay question. Like, they've asked you 4 questions. Help them get to know you with your answers, right? So you don't have a booth yet, but you've bought your tent. Find some place in somebody's big backyard and set up your tent and put up your signs and take the pictures, because they really do have to know what your presentation is going to look like. And they're not going to give you an answer without knowing that piece. And that seems like it's a big hurdle for a brand new person, but it's not. You're just going to set up in the backyard and take some photographs. Trade some product to somebody for some good shots of said product for your presentation, your application. But there's also people that have been filling out applications and not knowing why they've been refused. And there's a lot of different reasons, and I go into that in the Modern Merchant's Guide to Ren Fairs. A lot of the reasons your applications may have been refused. A lot of reasons that it was just timing and you need to try again. One of the bonuses with the course is the list of best practices for applications, along with some great spreadsheets for making sure that you're not losing money while you're starting out. But that application process looks really simple, but if you allow it to be more complex from your own personality, it goes a lot further. This is where somebody gets to know what it is you love about their festival, why you've applied to their festival first, what it is about your product that is going to bring a missing element to their show without making it sound like you're making a judgment that element's missing. Obviously, there is some how much I love you going on in your application to a show, but taking that as a communication opportunity instead of just a checklist of, okay, they've got my picture of my shop. Okay, they've got pictures of my product. Okay, here's a picture of me and my shop worker in costume. I mean, that can be how basic the list of questions is at some shows. But that's not enough to make you stand out against somebody else presenting the same product, because that happens. There will be a year that there's 3 people applying with similar products, and they're gonna choose which one is their favorite, and they're gonna choose it from the first impression from that application. And those impressions are gonna relate to everything from your presentation and your understanding of the theme that we're presenting to what your level of business knowledge seems to be and how well you appear to understand the industry, so that they're not worried that they're going to have to spend time educating you when you become a vendor inside their park. So, applications are step 1. They are more complex than they look, but once you get a handle on the best practices, they are your foot in the door. They are actually how you can look better than your competitors. So check out that. There should be a link around here somewhere. I'll talk to you soon.